Lawyer arrested in London. Climate chaos slams Rochelle Humes over drought comments. An environmentalist who super-glued herself to the street as part of protests has slammed This Morning presenter Rochelle Humes live on air for having an attitude. Farhana Yaman stuck her hand to the pavement outside the Shell building in yesterday as part of chaotic demonstrations wreaking havoc across the capital. The environmental lawyer was brought on the show this morning after being released from Lewisham police station hours earlier. She slammed the ITV presenter for having a blasé attitude about the prospect of Britain facing droughts as a result of global warming. Yaman said people have often heard about the information, but if I can be candid, they've taken a little bit of the attitude that Rochelle had to Dave's report about the threat the UK faces to droughts. The UK Met Office has warned that we're expecting droughts to increase in severity. This isn't about a little bit of sunshine at Easter, this is really important. British farmers were shocked. Rochelle then defended herself just to clear up, I have no attitude at the fact we're facing a drought. That's not correct. Yaman was referring to a weather report from the Met Office predicting an Easter weekend heatwave and future droughts. The British forecasters said places in the UK including London were set to reach highs of 20°C and 21°C across the bank holiday weekend. But ITV guest weatherman Dave King earlier told hosts Rochelle and John Barrowman those reports were untrue and claimed the country would instead face a heavy rain by Sunday and Monday. All week, climate change protesters have been causing major disruption in the capital, blocking off roads, bridges, and railways. At least 500,000 people have had their journeys disrupted as a boat continues to block Oxford Circus. Activists danced on Waterloo Bridge and rows of tents cover key routes through the capital. Despite police shutting down transport for London's public Wi-Fi to stop activists coordinating their protests underground, Extinction Rebellion protesters clambered on DLR carriages overground at Canary Wharf station on Wednesday. When asked if Yaman thought the disruptive protests were generating the right attention, she replied, people need to know that we've been doing this for 3 decades. 30 years we've been trying to educate the public and politicians. This is the final call, revealed woman who broke wrist in a Prince Philip car crash then slammed decision not to prosecute. Bloodied, but unbowed. Stunning aerial footage shows scale of destruction to Notre Dame as Robert Girl, 16, is arrested after planning a party on Snapchat where revelers cost £40K of damage to. Meghan's a Mary Poppins. Duchess wants US. Social media is awash with people saying they can see Jesus in the flames of Notre Dame after Mother Jail. The lot of them. Londoners blast pictured the moment Michelle Obama's idyllic Parisian river cruise turns to shock as the former pictured father who was killed by his own son with a single punch and play fight outside a bar. Janet Street Porter, if France's fashion emperors want to buy their way into heaven they should put camera could hold the clue to hapless Houdini, whose skeleton was found handcuffed to a tree too. Irish holidaymaker, 27, claims he was sprayed with the world's scariest drug dubbed devils. Notre Dame repair fund reaches €1 billion just 2 days after the fire, as Macron vows to. Brexit party surges into the lead in the race for the European elections. Nigel Farage's brand new. Teachers chant Jeremy Corbyn's name as he vows to scrap SATs from schools because pupils should be. Architects say Notre Dame cannot be rebuilt the same way because France no longer has trees big. I fear the clock will run down. EU chief blasts holidaying MPs and accuses UK of squandering its.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot bar. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,